I'm David Moore. Some of you know me as author Maxwell Cynn. In January, my son Joshua Moore was diagnosed with acute T-cell lymphoblastic leukemia. The National Cancer Center Network has characterized leukemia as having one of the most complex and difficult treatment regimes of any cancer. It consists of 8 months of intense chemotherapy and radiation treatments, followed by 3 years of maintenance therapy to prevent the return of leukemia. My son is 21 years old. When Joshua was diagnosed with leukemia, he was in his last semester at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. He was on the dean's list and chancellor's list and looked forward to graduating with honors and moving on to grad school. Like most young people his age, my son Joshua was not prepared to face such a life-threatening and life-changing event. The plight of young people facing cancer has become very close to my heart. As you can probably tell, I'm much better at writing than I am at speaking, so I'd like to read you something that I wrote. Over the years, extensive research has improved the outcome for patients with leukemia. The prognosis for pediatric patients has seen the greatest improvement, with substantial yet less dramatic improvement in adult patients. Adolescents and young adults have shown the least improvement in outcomes. There are many factors involved in the difficulty of treating young adult patients: physical, emotional, and economic. These young patients on the cusp of adulthood already face the most difficult years of their lives, and the added strain of a life-threatening disease is often devastating. The most recent guidelines for treatment of young adult patients makes 2 important recommendations: that young adults be treated with the more aggressive pediatric protocol, and when possible, they take part in clinical trials hosted at cancer centers who specialize in treating leukemia. When Joshua was diagnosed, the hospital oncologist immediately placed him in a pediatric clinical trial sponsored by Children's Oncology Group and hosted at Presbyterian Hospital's Bloom Pediatric Hematology and Oncology Center. We are so thankful to have one of the best cancer centers in the country right here in our hometown. Many young adults also lack the strong support system we give our children and have ourselves as older adults. They have often moved away from home and family, and their peers rarely have the emotional or financial maturity to offer support. Joshua is at home, and his tight circle of friends are amazingly mature and supportive. He has also been showered with support online through Indies Unite for Joshua. If you would like to know more about the plight of young adults facing cancer, I would suggest searching Life Interrupted on the New York Times website. This life blog follows a 23-year-old woman undergoing treatment for leukemia. When Joshua lay in the intensive care unit at Presbyterian Hospital, we were unsure what would come next. I posted a blog explaining to my friends what had recently happened and saying a brief farewell. Shortly after my blog post, I was contacted by Eden Bailey. She's a fellow author from Canada. We've never met except on Twitter and Facebook, but Eden sent me an email and offered to start a campaign on Indiegogo.com to help raise money for Joshua. She told me she would handle everything, and she has. Eden brought together a wonderful group of people who offered their books and services as perks for those who donated to Indies Unite for Joshua. The Indies Unite for Joshua campaign has been an amazing success, but it has done a lot more than just offer financial support to my family. The moral support offered by the online community has brought us through some of the darkest times in our life. I will never be able to repay all those who have taken part in this campaign and helped my family so much. But I ask you to visit their websites, visit their blogs, follow them on Twitter and on Facebook, buy their books, use their services. These are some of the most wonderful people I have ever met, and they have shown that the World Wide Web and the Internet can bring people together from all over the world. Thank you for listening.